Do you know what nobody tells you about dating after 50? That it's actually the best time of your life to find real love. While everyone's obsessing over 20-something dating drama, people over 50 are out here playing a completely different game with completely different rules. And if you're doing it right, you're winning in ways younger daters can't even imagine. I'm about to share 5 game-changing strategies that will transform your dating life after 50. These aren't the typical suggestions you'll find in those glossy magazines or generic dating advice columns. These are the real-world, battle-tested approaches that actually work when you've got life experience, wisdom, and frankly, no time for games. But here's the thing that might surprise you. The biggest mistake people make when they start dating after 50 isn't what you think. It's not about looks, it's not about age, and it's definitely not about competing with younger people. The biggest mistake is trying to date like you're 30 again. That's like trying to drive a Ferrari using bicycle instructions. It just doesn't work. So whether you're newly single after a long marriage, getting back out there after focusing on career or kids, or you've been trying the dating scene for a while without success, these 5 strategies are going to change everything. And the best part? They actually get easier with age, not harder. Subscribe to the channel for more great content with you in mind, and download your free guide from the link in the description below. Let's dive into the first must-do that will immediately set you apart from 90% of other daters in your age group. Must-do number 1. Master the art of authentic storytelling. Now, when I say storytelling, I don't mean making things up or embellishing your life. I mean learning how to share your experiences in a way that creates genuine connection. Think about it. By 50, you've lived through decades of experiences. You've survived career changes, raised children, traveled places, overcome challenges, celebrated victories, and learned lessons that younger people simply haven't had time to accumulate. This isn't something to hide or downplay. This is your secret weapon. But here's where most people get it wrong. They either become a walking resume, listing accomplishments and experiences like they're applying for a job, or they go the opposite direction and act like their past doesn't matter. Both approaches miss the mark completely. The magic happens when you learn to share your stories with emotional resonance. Instead of saying you were married for 25 years, you talk about what that taught you about partnership, compromise, and growth. Instead of just mentioning you raised 3 kids, you share a moment that captures the joy and chaos and love of that experience. Instead of listing the places you've traveled, you describe how a particular moment or place changed your perspective. This kind of authentic storytelling does 2 powerful things. First, it shows emotional maturity and self-awareness, which are incredibly attractive qualities. Second, it gives the other person permission to open up about their own experiences at a deeper level. You're modeling the kind of conversation you want to have. The key is vulnerability without oversharing. You want to reveal who you are as a person, not dump your entire life story on someone. Think of it like slowly unwrapping a fascinating gift. Each conversation reveals another layer. Must-do number 2. Redefine what you're looking for based on who you are now, not who you were decades ago. This is huge, and it's where so many people over 50 go completely off track. When you're in your 20s and 30s, dating often focuses on building a life together. You're looking for someone to buy a house with, start a family with, climb the career ladder alongside. But when you're over 50, you're not starting from scratch. You're adding someone to an already established life. This completely changes the dating equation. Instead of asking whether someone would be good to build a life with, you're asking whether they would enhance the life you've already created. Instead of looking for potential, you're looking for compatibility with who you actually are right now. This means getting crystal clear about your non-negotiables versus your preferences. Maybe you used to think you needed someone who shared every hobby. Now you realize you actually value someone who has their own interests and gives you space for yours. Maybe you used to prioritize ambition above all else. Now you value kindness and emotional availability more. The beautiful thing about dating after 50 is that you know yourself better than you ever have. You know what makes you happy, what drives you crazy, what you absolutely cannot tolerate, and what genuinely doesn't matter as much as you thought it would. Use this self-knowledge as your compass. But here's the twist. While you should be clear about what you want, stay open to being surprised. The person who ends up being perfect for you might not look like what you thought you were looking for. Maybe you thought you wanted someone with similar life experiences, but you connect deeply with someone whose path was completely different. Maybe you thought age was important, but you find yourself drawn to someone a bit older or younger than your target range. The key is knowing your core values and deal breakers while remaining flexible about the package they come in. Must-do number 3. Embrace technology without letting it overwhelm you. Let's be real about this one. If you're over 50, technology probably wasn't your first language. You learned it as an adult, maybe reluctantly. But here's the thing about dating in today's world. Ignoring online platforms is like deciding to only shop at stores that don't exist anymore. Online dating isn't just for young people anymore. In fact, it's one of the fastest growing demographics for people over 50. But you don't need to master every app or platform. You just need to find one or two that work for you and use them effectively. The secret to online dating success after 50 isn't trying to compete with 20-somethings in their selfie game. It's leveraging your advantages. Your photos should show the real you living a genuine life. Skip the bathroom selfies and the photos from 10 years ago. Instead, show yourself doing things you enjoy. Laughing with friends, walking your dog, at a restaurant you love. These photos tell a story about who you are and what life with you might look like. Your profile shouldn't try to appeal to everyone. It should attract the right person. Be specific about your interests and values. If you love hiking, say so. If you're passionate about cooking, mention it. If you value family time, include them. The goal isn't to get the most matches. The goal is to get the right matches. But here's the part that's crucial. Don't let online dating become your only strategy. Use it as one tool among many. The best connections for people over 50 often happen through shared activities, mutual friends, or chance encounters in real life. Online dating should supplement your social life, not replace it. Must-do number 4. Prioritize emotional compatibility over surface attraction. This might sound obvious, but it's shocking how many people over 50 still get caught up in the same superficial criteria that matter in your 20s. Don't get me wrong. Physical attraction matters at any age. You should be excited to see the person you're dating. But when you're building a relationship that could last decades, emotional compatibility becomes exponentially more important than whether someone looks like a movie star. What does emotional compatibility actually mean? It means you communicate in ways that feel natural and easy. It means you handle conflict in compatible ways. Maybe you both prefer to address issues directly, or maybe you both need time to process before discussing problems. It means your emotional rhythms work together. Maybe you're both naturally optimistic, or maybe you balance each other out with different perspectives. It also means being attracted to someone's mind and character. Are they curious about life? Do they continue growing and learning? How do they treat service workers, family members, people who can't do anything for them? Do they take responsibility for their actions and emotions, or do they blame everyone else for their problems? These might not create sparks on a first date, but they're what sustain relationships through real life. And here's what's amazing about dating after 50. You've learned enough about yourself and relationships to recognize these qualities when you see them. The physical butterflies might not hit as immediately as they did when you were younger, but emotional connection can create a deeper, more sustainable kind of attraction. Someone who truly gets you, who makes you laugh, who supports your dreams and challenges you to grow. That person becomes more attractive over time, not less. Must-do number 5. Move at your own pace and trust your instincts completely. This is where the wisdom of age becomes your superpower. You've been through enough relationships to know red flags when you see them. You've experienced enough manipulation to recognize it quickly. You've felt real love and genuine connection, so you know what you're looking for. Trust this wisdom. If something feels off, it probably is. If someone seems too good to be true, investigate that feeling. If you're getting mixed signals, don't make excuses for someone else's behavior. If someone isn't treating you with respect and consideration from the beginning, they're showing you who they are. At the same time, don't let past experiences make you so cautious that you miss good opportunities. Yes, you might have been hurt before. Yes, dating involves risk at any age. But closing yourself off completely guarantees you'll never find what you're looking for. The balance is trusting your instincts while remaining open to possibilities. Move at whatever pace feels right for you. If someone pressures you to move faster than you're comfortable with, that's valuable information about who they are. If someone is patient with your pace and respects your boundaries, that's equally valuable information. You have nothing to prove and no biological clock pressuring you to settle. Use this freedom to really get to know someone before making major decisions about the relationship. Remember, dating after 50 isn't about settling or finding someone to pass time with. It's about finding genuine partnership and connection with someone who enhances your already rich life. You've earned the right to be selective. You've earned the right to expect real compatibility and mutual respect. These 5 strategies work because they're built on the strengths you've developed over 5 decades of living. Your experience is an advantage, not something to overcome. Your standards aren't too high, they're exactly what they should be. And the right person for you will appreciate everything you bring to the relationship. The dating game changes after 50, but it changes in your favor if you know how to play it right.